Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Amplify, where we like to highlight, spotlight fancy people like my girl Fawn. Hey, how are you? Welcome.
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I am good. You look
Thank you for
fabulous.
having me. Oh, thank you. You do too, as always. You're always fabulous.
Thank you. And congratulations is in order because Fawn just recently made a career move. So tell us a little about your new title, your new role, and where did you go?
Yeah, so I am now with Marketwise Valuation, appraisal management company. I am the business development manager here, trying to grow our business here in Texas and surrounding states, Texas, Oklahoma,
Okay.
Louisiana, all that good jazz. So,
Good, good. And the appraisal space, which is so vital for the homeownership process, which I must say, happy National Homeownership Month. June is all about homeownership. So, an appraisal is a huge part. Everybody knows that, right?
yeah, it's a lesser known, part of the process. Well, it was for me anyways. So,
Well, I met Fawn a couple of years ago, and before we started recording, I did have to ask her, right? And then I paused her because we just started talking too much, right?
yeah.
But I'm like, hey, girl, how did you get into the appraisal space? Because I met her at a conference, a few conferences years ago, and we've always stayed connected. We gelled, we spent time together in different cities. So tell us a little bit how you, of course, stumbled, like everybody else, into the mortgage homeownership industry.
I feel like it's a space like once you start, like you can't get out of it. You're stuck for life. You're a lifer once you're in the appraisal world, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
So I was, like I said before, I was very young. I
Uh-huh.
was actually a vet tech for like 6 or 7 years.
Hmm.
Um, and I worked the emergency hours, you know, all that good jazz. My husband and I decided that we were going to try and start a family.
Okay.
Having a baby and being pregnant in the vet industry is can be done, but it's it's
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah.
So I had an acquaintance call me and say, "Hey, I work for an appraisal management company. Come do this." And I was like, "What's an appraisal?" Like I said, I was like 23, I think, maybe
Yeah.
24.
Uh-huh.
I never owned a home. I grew up never thinking I was ever going to be able to own a home. Just kind of, I
Really?
grew up with not a lot of money. And
Okay.
so it was just something that I never thought I'd be able to do. And then she was like, "Girl, you got this.
Okay.
Come on in." So I came in and the rest is history. I've worked mainly on the operations side of
Okay.
appraisal management companies. This was, gosh, since like 2013,
Wow.
2014-ish.
Okay.
Um, and then yeah, so now I'm on the sales side. It's a very different side. I'm
Okay.
learning the ropes of sales, but it definitely helps knowing the ins and outs of the operation side as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. And we all, listen, I feel like we all have similar story. Like we stumbled upon, we did not go to school for this. None of us did. Whether
Yeah.
on the mortgage side, the appraisal side, title side, whatever it is, we all just kind of managed to stumble in. And then you're right, we become lifers. It's like joining a gang. Like we
Yeah.
really can't ever leave.
I don't know. I don't know what else. Like, I've had people ask me, like, what would you do if you weren't doing this? And I'm like, I don't know. I love what I do. I love working in the appraisal industry.
Aw.
Yeah, I genuinely do. The
Okay.
operation side, I love the challenge. It's very similar to the vet industry. I mean, as
Really?
far as, well, no, it's not. That's a lie. That was silly to say. But what I mean is like when you get a call from a loan officer like, "Hey, like we need this final and we need to close. We're sitting at the closing desk and I need you to call the appraiser to make this adjustment now." It's like the adrenaline starts running and you're like, "Okay, like I can fix this. I got this. Like let me call the
Oh,
appraiser and get this done for these people so that these people can get into their home." And then it's like it's very satisfying. Maybe it may be for selfish reasons. Maybe I have a hero complex, but swooping in and saving the day is kind of my jam.
I love that. But it's true though. I am a problem solver too. Like I do get a sense of rush and happiness when I help someone and I can, whether it's personal or business, and they tell you an issue and you come in and you can
Yeah,
solve. I wonder if that's a girl thing. Hmm.
maybe. Maybe
That's,
it's a, yeah. I
yeah.
don't know.
So, but you enjoy it, and you've been on the operation side, now on the sales side. Um, Being a woman, a younger woman in the appraisal space, what is like, can you give us one or two things that you really feel that you've learned in it, being a part of the appraisal space? As far as home ownership or as far as like the importance of it, because I just feel like people don't really understand the importance of an appraisal. It
Yeah.
literally can make or break the deal.
Yeah, you either you if it works, great, then you have your home. If you don't, then it doesn't work. And I mean, not we've all, but a lot of people, especially younger people who are first-time homeowners, they don't understand that. But as far as like, working conferences and stuff like
Mhm.
that, I think as a whole, and I mean, it's just us girls talking, but
Yeah.
as a whole, it's a male-dominated industry. And so along with being very petite, you've seen,
Yeah.
I'm
I know
all
who
of
you are. Yeah.
all of 5 foot tall. So I try to like, you know, be myself plus 10% because I feel like our whole lives as women we're like told to, kind of be demure and just kind of smile and wave. And I'm like, I'm so tired of smiling and waving that when I walk through the door, you're gonna know who I am. And I feel like honestly, I learned some of that from you, from watching you at conferences and just being who
What?
you are and walking up to random people and throwing footballs at their faces. And but this person, but not only is it a necessity, but it's very endearing and it makes people want to talk to you. And that 10% is not being extra or being too much. It's the 10% that we've been told for the last X amount of years to take away. And
Mm.
so that's just kind of how in my,
Yeah.
I don't want to say later years, but as I'm getting older, like I don't take it or leave it. Like me or
Yeah.
don't like me, like
Yeah.
that's, I want to be likable. I want people to like me. I want people to resonate with me. But if I'm too much,
Yeah.
sorry.
And I get it. I understand and thank you. Thank you for those kind words. And yes, you have been with me when I'm at conferences and I throw things in the exhibit hall because I'm a big engager and
Yeah.
people have all those tchotchkes and they just leave them there and I just want to play with them. That's like the teenager in me. But I think I want to start using that, Fawn. Be yourself plus 10%. I really like that. I do want to go back to something you just said, and it just kind of, mm, you said growing up, especially during National Homeownership Month,
Yeah.
why did you think you could never own a home growing up?
Well, it's just, I grew up I grew up very poor.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my mom didn't have a lot of money, and then
Okay.
my grandparents raised me. Ultimately, my grandparents ended up raising me. And it was, for so long, it was just get to the next day. Just get to the next day. Get a job, get to the next day. So I got married very young. I got married when I was 17 the first time.
Wow.
I had my oldest son when I was almost 19,
Okay.
and then I was a single mom.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I
That's,
worked 3 jobs and took care of my baby, and we lived in an apartment. It just wasn't, and honestly, it was a lot of responsibility. It was scary.
okay.
It was very scary to like the idea of having that much responsibility on on myself.
Mm-hmm.
But then many, many years later, I met my husband. Now we've been married for almost 13 years and been together 16 years.
Yeah.
And he was like, "No, you got this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna buy a house." And I was like, "No, I don't think we should do that." And he was like, "No, we're buying a house."
Yeah.
Like that's it. So in 2013 we bought our first house and lived there for a few years, and now we're in our second house. Will be here probably forever.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah.
it,
So
but it has it changed your life?
it has, it's given me, it's, what's the word I'm trying to think of? A sense of accomplishment, a
Mhm.
sense of, yes, I can do this. These like, and I think it's so silly, but I never really like, this is going to be so silly, but truly, I never felt like a homeowner until we moved into this house and I had to pay somebody to trim our trees. For some reason, paying somebody to cut our trees back was like a defining moment for me. And now every single spring, I
Yeah.
call the same tree trimmer and I'm like, all right. And he's like, you don't
Yeah.
really need them trimmed. And I'm like, no, you like it's now you have to come trim the trees. I don't care if you cut one branch off and
Yeah.
I pay you X amount of dollars to come do that. I need you to come trim my trees because it just, I don't know. I don't know why that was it. It was just in my brain. Like
And
I felt like a real grown up.
for those watching, if there are moments that you feel things that you get done in the house that make you feel like a true homeowner, because I have a long guy too. And yes, it makes me feel like a grown up, the fact that I have to hire somebody and call them to cut my grass. So I
Yeah.
feel you with that. But I just love the fact that you overcome that fear, because fear can really cripple you. And now you understand the power in home ownership. Like there's true power in owning properties, and power in being a homeowner.
And
And
sorry, I'm gonna cut you off, but understanding the like, the investment that you've made
yeah,
and it's not just the accomplishment, it's the investment and showing, my I have a younger daughter too who's 8. Um and allowing her to like me overcoming my fears so that she can live in a home and have neighborhood friends and going to the cul-de-sac and going to the park to play with her friends, and that brings me joy to be able to show her that there's going to be
yeah,
people out there who tell you that you need to be quiet, and that's when you're going to kick in that 10% and you're going to
yeah.
say no.
I
My mom
love that.
said, we're not doing anything halfway.
Yeah,
We're doing it all the way plus 10.
amen. I love that. I'm going to start using that. So thank you so much for being
Yeah.
a guest. And again,
Thank you for
congratulations.
having me. Can I
Yeah,
say one thing? I want to thank you because I wouldn't have even known about this position with Marketwise without you. You called me. I had no idea that this was even available, and
yeah,
so without you, I wouldn't be here. So thank you truly for staying in contact and
yes.
helping me get this position.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. I'm honored. And with that, thank you for watching another episode of Amplify, where we highlight, spotlight fancy women who give 100% plus 10.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.